Hey there, this is Stormie Andrews, co-founder of Yokel Local, creator of the world's best buyer persona system, and you're in a series, Paid Advertising in a Nutshell. So what have we covered so far? In the first video, we went over what is paid advertising. Video number 2, we talked about the main advertising mediums. Video number 3, the 3 pillars of paid advertising. Now we're about to go over planning and budgeting. That's pretty important. And then followed by this video, we'll cap it off with paid advertising KPIs. Now, if you have not watched the first 3 videos, I would recommend you stopping now. Watch the videos in order. They're pretty short. They're to the point to get you in a better position to get ready for planning and budgeting. With that being said, let's get started. Part 4, planning and budgeting. So we've got to understand the funnel as it pertains to your goals. So let's look at this slide a little closely and let's talk about understanding the funnel and understanding your goals. So we're going to talk about the funnel in 3 different areas. We have the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. What is the funnel? I want you to picture the top of the funnel. You have lots of people becoming aware of your brand. They come at the top of the funnel. Well, guess what? All those people aren't going to buy your goods and services. What will happen is when you have a good marketing campaign, lots of people come into the funnel and you have a steady flow of prospects that have converted into customers. So top of the funnel is making people aware of your brand. Middle of the funnel, showing people how your products can solve their problems. Bottom of the funnel is encouraging your ideal customers to buy. Does that make sense? You got to understand your funnel and understand all 3, because guess what? Those, in most cases, are 3 totally different messaging. Because if someone's at the top of the funnel and you want them to buy your goods and services, you're a little too quick to the punch there. So you really have to understand what are the pain points, the issues that people are going through when they're at the top, the middle, or the bottom of the funnel. The last chapter, we talked about different things that you can do, understanding your ideal client. So as we continue, let's look at this particular scenario. The top of the funnel, another way of understanding your customers and your goals are, the top of the funnel is someone who's unaware that a problem exists. Oftentimes, they're more interested in entertainment. You see, we talked about passive mediums, passive entertainment, active entertainment. You see why this is important? Someone may not be aware of your goods and services, but you want to introduce them to it. Not as a sales pitch, but more of making someone aware of your goods and services. Top of the funnel, oftentimes they're more interested in entertainment, and you're there just in case there is a spark of interest. Middle of the funnel, this is where you're becoming where your prospect is becoming aware of a problem that they may have passive, that they become aware of, and maybe they're at the beginning of looking for a solution, and there may be lots of solutions out there, and you're just one of the numerous solutions that are available to them. Bottom of the funnel, this is the person who's actively looking for a solution to the problem. This is the person, when we talked about in one of the previous videos, the person who is looking through the catalog. They're actively looking for a solution. Once again, understanding that makes a world of difference in breaking them down into categories. Imagine how much better your ads may perform depending on your goods and services. If you had ad copy for someone who's at the top of the funnel, different set of ad copy for someone in the middle, different ad copy for someone who's in the bottom of the funnel. For many goods and services, it may require that type of precision to get a better ROI on your investment. And to help determine that, the different feelings and emotions that your ideal clients are in, that's why buyer personas are so important. You don't have to use my system, use any. Mine just happens to be the world's best. But understanding your client will make a world of difference. More energy you put into that, the better. So let's talk about planning your strategy. So as we talk about planning your strategy, what I want you to think about is when building ads for each stage of the funnel, we want to make sure we're aligning those ads for the customer's needs at that stage. That's what we just talked about. That is so important. And then try and put your ads on the platforms where your target market hangs out. Maybe your target market's on TikTok or Facebook or Amazon. You really need to know where they're hanging out. Otherwise, in many cases, you just may be blowing money and wasting time, energy, and effort. The other thing, create a variety of top of the funnel ads and constantly be testing new creatives. You've got to be doing testing. It's very rare that you're going to come up with an ad that's going to be your best ad, the best possible ad that you could have on your first time out. It is testing. That's what it's all about. It's all about testing. So, and it really comes down to this. Great paid ad strategy is this. showing the right person, the right offer at the right time in the right way. Does that make sense? Showing the right person, the right offer at the right time, the right way. That's really what it comes down to. That's what you have to think about. That's what's going to make your ads perform better than your competitors. Makes a world of difference, right? So let's talk about, planning your budget before you start spending. That's going to be important. So let's look at that. You need to have tracking in place so you can optimize your budget along the way. So what's tracking? There's something called Google Tag Manager, and Google Tag Manager is a tool that you can put on your website that allows you to put all sorts of these things called pixels. And all of these advertising platforms have pixels. And what those pixels do, basically, they give you the data that you need to help you determine, for every dollar you spend, what are you getting in return? If you're not tracking it, you just may be throwing money in the wind. So it's important that you track. So as we continue there, what else do we need to do? Each campaign needs to have one single goal, not 5 goals, not 3 goals, 1 goal and 1 KPI. What does KPI stand for? KPI stands for a key performance indicator. What does that mean? That means, what's your definition of a win? What is your definition of a win? You have to have that. Otherwise, once again, you may be throwing money in the wind. So this way you know exactly what campaign budget is working and you know when to scale it. So ideally, you would want your return on ad spend to be a ratio of 4 to 1. That's in most scenarios. So meaning what we talked about earlier, for every dollar you spend, you get $4 in value out of it. So you need to know the value of acquiring a lead and making a sale. You see how that can be important. If you don't do it, it may be working for you, but you may not be getting all that you can get out of it. So let's continue the process of understanding the funnel, and let's look at this slide a little bit closer. So top of the funnel, in many cases, for many organizations, this may be a recommendation for an ad spend. If you've never done ads before, in many organizations, this is what I recommend. 80% of your budget may go to the top of the funnel. This way, we're making people aware of your brand, not the sales pitch. We're making them aware. Middle of the funnel is, you may have up to 20% of your ad there. And then the bottom of the funnel, up to 10% of your budget will go here. Now, this isn't a hard rule that applies to all industries, but when I look at it, those would be the caps. Up to 80% top of the funnel, up to 20% middle of the funnel, up to 10% bottom of the funnel is a formula that you can think about for your business. See, oftentimes many organizations are like, you know what, Stormie, forget that top of the funnel stuff. I want customers that want to buy my goods now. I get it. I'm with you. Well, I'm here to tell you this. You've dealt with that pushy old salesperson, right? That just wants to sell you stuff and not concerned about your goods and services. Well, listen, don't be that person. And if you're only concerned about people at the bottom, you're being that person and people get it, and you're not taking advantage of the market that's there for you. Be a resource. Have some information for top of the funnel people. Have some information for middle of the funnel and a different campaign for bottom of the funnel. If you do it, your campaigns will perform better than most, probably better than they're performing now if you haven't done that. So let's go back to planning and deciding your budget, right? So as we're planning, deciding your budget, most of your budget, like I said, will go to the top of the funnel. Paid ads are all about awareness. The middle and the bottom of your funnel should stay pretty low, as most of that budget goes towards plugging away the leaky funnel in terms of retargeting, especially reminding people to buy things that they've considered in the past. And the key to great spending is to allocate your budget to ads that perform well and consistently. You need to consistently test new ads to see if they perform better. Bringing in an ad manager is like bringing in a scientist. You're always testing. So think about that for just a moment. If you're like, I don't know about this testing, I don't even want to know about ads. Well, listen, bring in an ads manager, because one of their jobs is to always, should I say it again? Yeah, I'll say it again. Always be testing new ads creatives, because if if they get lazy, your results may not be as strong as they could be. So that's the end of this particular video. Join me on the other side for the final video of paid advertising in a nutshell. Once again, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button. This way we can continue to bring you more great videos and education for your marketing journey. We'll see you soon.